It's about 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday, January 13th. Last night, you guys were asking some really good questions last night, and I ended up doing two long videos. Like each one of them was like 10 minutes long. I did one on the jury selection process and how you're looking for jurors who can be impartial and fair, even if they know something about the Minneapolis shooting case. Even if they've seen the video, the judge will say, can you set that aside, follow my instructions on the law, and still render a fair and impartial verdict? Then I got a bunch of questions about, will Jonathan Ross's defense attorneys file a motion for change of venue? And I said, yes, they probably will, but I don't believe that that will be successful. The main basis in this kind of a case, very high profile murder case, the main basis for a motion for change of venue would be to move the trial to a locality that hasn't been so saturated with news coverage of this event. And I said, I don't think defense counsel will be successful in that because this is getting so much nationwide coverage. There is no locality anywhere in the United States that has been subjected to less news coverage of this killing than the city of Minneapolis. And there was some polling that came out today that I think is important to consider, especially with regard to a motion for change of venue. And I saw this polling on Jen Psaki's show earlier. First of all, its highest number ever. 46% of Americans are in favor of abolishing ICE, compared to 43% who are not. As it relates to this particular killing, Jonathan Ross shooting Renee Good in the head 3 times, multiple video angles of this killing, including the video that was shot by Jonathan Ross himself. They were going through 2 different polls, and these were nationwide polls. So they were polling Americans all across the country. Bear that in mind when you're thinking about, is there a locality that's gotten less coverage of this story than Minneapolis, where the case would be venued? 79 to 82% of Americans polled have seen at least one video of this killing. 50 to 53% of Americans polled say the shooting is not justified. That's nationwide. It's been less than a week, and 80% of Americans have seen the video, and over 50% of Americans have said that the shooting is not justified. The DOJ, Pam Bondi, Todd Blanche, Kash Patel, Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Kristi Noem, the federal government cannot prevent the Hennepin County District Attorney, Mary Moriarty, from indicting, arresting, prosecuting, and putting Jonathan Ross on trial for killing Renee Good. That killing took place in Hennepin County, in Minneapolis. Both the shooter and the victim are residents of Minneapolis in Hennepin County. It hasn't even been a week, and 80% of Americans have already seen the video, and 50 to 53% of Americans have said that that shooting was not justified. Believe me when I say this. Jonathan Ross is fucked. He is fucked. He is going to be cellmates with Derek Chauvin, the cop who killed George Floyd. Jonathan Ross is fucked. Hope that helps.